Go.
What's up, guys? Coach T here. We're going to be introducing a video series of just different movements. First one we're going to lead off with is the row, of course. It's something that we touch on all the time, but a lot of times it gets overlooked a little bit as far as the technique of the row. It's really more of a grit movement. Get on it, just get the work done. But there is a technique to it, and with the open right around the corner, we figured it'd be a perfect time to introduce this video. So first thing I want to touch on is our setup when we actually sit into the erg. Biggest thing is we don't want to actually be sitting on our butt or tucked onto our hips, right? We want to be sitting on kind of our high hamstrings. So when we get into this, we put our feet into the pegs. You can tighten your feet down, and then straighten your legs out as far as they'll go. And again, you want to be sitting on, if you were at jean pockets on, they would be kind of more on your high hamstring and not up here on your tailbone, right? So we want to be sitting upright and have a nice tall posture, all right? This is going to ensure that, one, it's comfortable to sit on the rower, but also we're going to be able to get the most out of this movement. Now, when we have the handle in our hands, it's important to note that this catch position, right? So when the chain is all the way in, right, we still want to have a tall posture. We don't want to be rounding over for a couple reasons. One, it's just not very powerful when we're rounded, but also when we collapse like this, we're literally limiting how much air our lungs can breathe in. So we want to stay nice and tall and sit up as high as we can. We also want to ensure that we keep our feet flat the whole time. Right? I always like to equate this to a deadlift. If we were to deadlift with our heels off the ground, that wouldn't be a very good recipe for success, right? The same thing applies to the rower. Yes, we might be able to get a little bit more range of motion, but we are not going to make it up for that in power if our heels are off the ground. So keep your heels flat, and we're just allowing ourselves to go in as far as we can. Now when we actually start the movement, right, because this is still all basically set up posture-wise, we want to extend our legs fully before anything happens. And this is probably the biggest fault I see in rowing, is we want to do everything all at the same time. We start to bend, we start to lean back, and we start to extend our legs at the same time. Let's make it a sequence. So legs, back, and then the arms just finish. All right? And we're aiming for our belly button, somewhere between our belly button and our sternum. We don't want to see this big kind of face pull up at the top. Again, you might feel like you're getting more out of pulling that chain, but you're really just kind of wasting time and getting yourself more tired. On the way in, it's this exact same thing. We have 3 stages or 3 sequences. It goes arms, back, and then legs, all right? So we separate this movement into 3 things, and when we do it correctly, it should look like one smooth movement, all right? So again, my feet stay flat the whole time, I stay nice and tall the whole time, and I'm thinking about separating the actual movement of this, of the rower, instead of just trying to do everything all at the same time. If we can do that, we're going to be more efficient on the rower, we're going to be more comfortable on the rower, and ultimately get better times on that guy as we go and get better at this movement.